My name is Erica, back with another On Our Radar interview. We back to back with it this week. So this week, I have the pleasure of interviewing somebody really, really dope. He's an artist by the name of Peter Sun. He's based in LA, and he just dropped a music video today. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about his EP that he dropped last year called Phone Calls Give Me Anxiety, and a whole bunch of other things. So come on in. Hi, Jazz. Also, I forgot to mention this yesterday, but we do have merch. You see I have my Rare Radar t-shirt on today. You like it? So because it is the month of March and we do have our Celebrating Her series, we also have some Celebrating Her merch. So if you want to go check that out, you can check out the link in our bio. We got some really dope hoodies and t-shirts and some really cool hats and stuff. So if you want some merch, definitely check that out for sure. Celebrating Her, it's still Women's History Month, you know what I'm saying? So definitely check that out. So I'm really excited for today's interview. I have been a fan of his music for a minute, so we're going to talk about that. And there he is. Hi, Jess. Yes. Jess, will you do me a favor and type in the comments where they should check it out for me, and then I will pin it, so thanks. Here, let me invite Peter to join. Hold on. All right, just invited him to join. Let's see. There he is.
Let me get my setup right.
Okay, listen. Do what you gotta do.
I think that should be straight, maybe.
Yes. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm good. I'm alive. I'm blessed.
Come on, blessed and highly favored. Won't he do it?
Yes, he will.
Yes, he will. Thank you so much for taking the time out to chat with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate you taking the time out to talk to me.
Yes. Yes. So why don't you just get started and introduce yourself for people who may not know who you are?
So I'm Peter Sun, a recording artist, writer, singer, rapper, producer, somewhat at times, and all types of shit like that. Mainly a writer. I'm a poet. You feel me?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Richmond, Virginia.
Yes. So we're gonna get all into that. So personally, how I discovered your music was I was just on Instagram one day, minding my business, scrolling like I always do, and I saw a reel, and the song was "Pay Me No Mind," and I was like, oh my gosh, this is fire. So like I just looked into it, and then here we are today. So talk about the power of social media. Do you find that people discovering music through social media? Talk about how social media has helped you in people discovering your music.
Shout out to the homies in the chat. Hey.
Yeah.
I feel like people discover my music more than they know who I am as a person. Like a lot of people hear my music and don't even know what the fuck I look like. It was a dude that walked up to this white dude that I was with one day and was like, oh my God, you're Peter Sun. And it was me, but he was talking to the white nigga. I was like, yeah, he the one who be saying nigga all the time.
Oh, shut up.
So it's like, it's shit like that. I think people, I don't know, it's a love-hate media for me for sure, because you can hear me all right. I feel like I'm talking loud.
No, you're fine. You kind of went out for a second, but you're fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're good. I feel like people find my music when it's time for them to find it. Like I make music for the times. I make music for people who can feel something, for people to feel something. So when it's the right time for them to find it, most of the time they do. And most of the people who find it, they fuck with it crazy, and they fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Who I am. I don't try to do too many of the antics and all the extra social media shit too much. But I mean, it's also a game you got to play too.
Yeah.
That's it's a love-hate there.
For sure. And I especially feel like with TikTok and all the trending sounds, like there'll be so many times where I hear a song and I'm like, I have no idea who this is, and I'm like racing to figure out who this is. So that happens, I feel like, a lot nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays it happens a lot. I mean, to some motherfuckers, it me all the time, but it crosses people's pages. And like I said, I feel like the right people find it when it's the time to find it. And I'm just blessed to be able to create something and to have people around who actually fuck with it. That's a blessing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I love it. I love it. So, like you mentioned before, you are from Richmond, Virginia. So, talk about what it was like growing up there and how that shaped who you are as a person and your music.
Growing up back home is like I'm from a traditional Southern black family. You know what I mean? So it's like, just some Southern shit, just like family oriented, like very like, you know what I'm saying, black family oriented. It's good vibes out there. We do the cookouts and the fish fries and all that type of shit. So you know what I mean? It's like it reflects in my music a lot. Like I like to try to give off that feeling in the shit that I make, you know. Yeah, I just like to reflect the family. The upbringing out there was basically off jazz music and, Southern hip hop and shit. So I think that's why my sound kind of like teeters like that lane of R&B, but also like Southern rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like for me, I feel like your music definitely feels like that Southern, but it still has like that hint of like LA vibe too at the same time. Like it's the perfect blend of like both of those, which is really,
Yeah.
really nice. So
I feel
since you
like, yeah, I feel like Richmond and LA, where I'm from in LA, got like some similarities in it for real. Like just culture wise, just the way niggas like, it's a little different. Like, out here they like the low riders and shit. Out there we was fucking with the Chevys and the Caprices, and you know what I mean? We won't make them bitches bounce, but they was raising them motherfuckers up with the big rims on them and shit. So, there's a lot of similarities and a lot of cultural similarities there, but I feel like that's what made it translate so much over here too, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And you kind of already answered my next question, but coming from Virginia to LA, was that like a big transition or like a culture shock or adjustment? Like, what was it like coming from Virginia to being in LA now? So you got the LA hat. So listen,
Yeah,
you look like you adjusted now. But
yeah.
what was it like first when you first got to LA?
Well, I've been out here for 5 years. You know what I mean? When I first got here, I was just sleeping on homies' couches and recording in studios, whatever studios I could, working with whatever artists, other up and coming artists, other artists and producers who were, you know what I mean, still working on their craft and shit. So it took a little time to like, it took stepping out of my comfort zone and getting uncomfortable for real to like meet the people and be out here and go to the party and this and that. But it's so much, it wasn't really hard to adjust because it's so much that be going on out here. And it's such a more welcoming community. Like Richmond, like we don't really be working with each other. Like, you know what I mean? The artists that's from there and shit, it's like, it's very much a hustle city. Like everybody trying to hustle and get it. You know what I mean? But they want to get it for themselves, for their crew. You know what I mean? Coming out here, it was like niggas had their arms open, like, yo, we good. Like, come in, work with you here, work with you there, as long as you good peoples and shit. So I feel like adjusting out here wasn't that hard, honestly. Like, it can be hard, but there was times I wanted to go back home. There was times I was like, fuck this shit, like da da da. But I stayed with it and I understood the final goal and understood where I wanted to be at. And I feel like as long as you know that, and as long as you got your mindset to that, like it's not really hard to much of anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you. I mean, I'm from St. Louis. We call ourselves the hustle city. So
Yeah,
listen, I get it. I get it for
yeah.
sure. And I'm glad that you're able to like, I guess step outside your comfort zone and you say like go to different events or work with different people because that can be hard, right? It could be like I don't know, maybe intimidating or anything like that because you're like, where do I fit in?
Nah,
But it's good that you stepped outside your comfort zone for sure.
yeah, no, for real. It could definitely be. It was uncomfortable. I'm not gonna say it was uncomfortable at times, but like they say, you know what I'm saying, like being uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying, put you where you want to be. It builds character, it makes you better. So I look for uncomfortable situations now, like more so. Lately, I've been a little comfortable. I've been laid up. I've been chilling and watching TV and shit. But I'm about to get back to my shit. You know what I mean?
Okay, 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 okay. Speaking of back to your shit, let's talk about a few things. So first, I want to talk about your album that you dropped in 2021. It was called Scum Baby. I really like that project.
To get
So
back.
yeah, yeah, I really like Scum Baby. So what is the term Scum Baby mean to you, and what inspired you to name your album Scum Baby?
Scum Baby honestly was a title that I didn't pick. It just kind of picked itself. It came to its own into its own thing. Um, my homie would call me Scummy, like Scummy Sonny, Scummy Sonny, all that shit. And I was like, you know what? Like I didn't dislike it, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna lean into this shit, and I'm just gonna like, you know what I'm saying, make that the whole brand. Yeah, whatever. Scummy Sonny, like this nigga like to have a good time, like to party, like to drink, but I'm also serious and I'm also about my shit. You know what I mean? But like the Scum Baby in general title, my description of it would be like, you know, scum is the nastiest or the dirtiest thing we could think of, and baby is the most innocent and most precious thing you could think of. So it's like kind of like that's where the halo and the horns came from, because it's the duality of every human being. You know what I mean? We have our side of us that's, you know, fucked up, and that, you know, everybody got a side that's kind of fucked up, and they could be a little fucked, do a little this, do a little dirt, do a little that. And then, you know, also that doesn't make them a bad person though. You know what I mean? That doesn't describe their whole character. You know what I mean? So I wanted to do something to show people I'm human, I'm flawed, I fuck up, I drink, I party, I like to do bullshit, but at the same time, you know, I'm expressing it to them in a way that's like, you know, showing them that everybody's alike in that situation, you know, that I still have a good heart at the end of the day. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I get it. So the first song on Scum Baby is "Work," which I really like that song. And at the very end of "Work," it seems like you're talking to somebody and you're like, "Y'all just want to quit this job. All I want to do is make music and make clothes and da da da." And I feel like a lot of creatives can relate to that. I actually just tweeted about this not too long ago about having a 9 to 5 and then a 5 to 9 where you do what you got to do to chase your dreams. So, what advice would you give to any creative who is in that similar position? You know, like they have a 9 to 5, but they really have something that they're really passionate about, that they want to work to, that they want to do full time.
Um, well, first off, shout out to my homie Tay. He the one talking on that outro.
Oh, okay.
My nigga back home. He talking on the outro, and that's my best. That's like my man's. That's my best friend. We went through this shit together. You feel me? So like the same that project was made in a mentality of like, you know, on the verge of quitting, coming up, like, you know, coming up, going through the trials and the tribulations. And it was shit that I wanted to show and talk about. My advice to anybody that's, you know, going through that and want to deal and want to go through that situation, I mean, like, you got to trust yourself. You know, you got to trust yourself. You got to listen to yourself. Like, if wanna if you want to pursue something and it's calling you and it's telling you to do this move, then you should do it. Because most of the time there's an invisible safety net for niggas. You know what I'm saying? We think that everything will go all to shit as soon as we quit this job, as soon as we do this, as soon as we make this move. Not saying that you shouldn't save up a little money before you quit.
Yeah.
not, not saying niggas saying get their money a little straight before they
Right.
before they make the move, but at the same time saying like, if you make that move, something is gonna shift. The universe is always moving, the universe shifting, and it's gonna create, like, you know, you create everything here. It start here anyway. So, you know, once you make the move, everything else will move with you to create that situation, you know. But I would say do what you feel and trust yourself and trust your gut and trust your instincts, and understand that it could get bad, but it ain't gonna kill you. It could get great, but you won't know until you do it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very true. That's very true. You won't know. You really won't know what happened unless you try and you do it. So,
Right.
5,000%. 5,000%. So,
Now,
on to a little bit more.
mind you, I wasn't prepared prepared for these questions today, so if I'm fucking up, I'm
No,
sorry. This is
you're doing great. You're doing great. You're dropping
this
gems. You're
all
doing great.
spitballing and shit. Like, you feel me?
No, you're doing great. You're dropping gems. So going to a little bit more recent, last year you dropped an EP called Phone Calls Give Me Anxiety, which
Uh,
felt. So what was the inspiration behind that title, Phone Calls Give Me Anxiety? Because like I said, I feel that.
So coming off of Scum Baby, you feel me? I was talking about my duality and speaking about, you know, myself and my personal issues and what I was feeling and what I was going through at the time. Because mind you, the pandemic was going on and shit too. So like a lot of those songs are slower. And even in Phone Calls Give Me Anxiety, a lot of those songs are slower. But during the pandemic, I lost my brother. So my brother, he died. He passed away, unfortunately. And when he passed away, um, he would call me. He would call me and shit. And we weren't on the best terms before he passed. Like we wasn't on the greatest speaking terms of where we were talking every day, da da da. You know, and I was missing a lot of his phone calls and shit like that. And then you know, before I knew it, I couldn't talk to him no more. So you know, I have a way of taking sadness and making it bright. You know what I mean? So the music doesn't sound like it's fucking depressing and it's just like that. But like those songs were written in a state of like, yeah, depression damn near. You know, like that was my way of venting about that situation because I don't do well with emotions, honestly. Like I don't do well with expressing my emotions unless I'm mad. Like if I'm mad,
Yeah.
of course I could express I'm mad, but like dealing with certain things is kind of like, you know, for me, it's kind of like I move through them. I keep working through them. I keep going. I'd be like, yeah, like I'm fucked up, but I'm gonna keep going, you know. But that was like a whole vent. That whole little project was just me venting and me reflecting on the fact that I fucked up, kinda, you know what I mean? Not being there for somebody I loved and cared about. Um, so that's where the project stems from, where phone calls give me anxiety because every time the phone ring during that time was something bad. It was
Yeah.
something fucked up. It was something that I didn't want to. I didn't even want to hear the phone ring. You know, I
Yeah.
ain't see it. I didn't want to hear it. I was like, you know. So and then the title, like I said, it's just shit that chooses itself. Like you know, I don't even remember really coming up with that phrase or how that came about. I just kind of like it just kind of fit exactly what I was doing and what I was feeling and the energy that I wanted to get across to everybody else, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely feel you. And condolences to you for your brother.
Nah,
And I yeah,
I,
and I can actually relate to you know, having every time the phone rings, you feel like something happens or bad happens because I've had that happen to me too, where like things will happen in the span is like you see the phone call, you see a certain number, you're like, oh my
right,
gosh, what now? When it could be
right.
not
Yo,
even next.
types
So
of
I
shit,
can
EPC. These niggas been calling the fuck out of me.
yeah,
What's up?
yeah. So yeah, so I can relate to that. So since you know, these songs are obviously really personal to you, what is your favorite song off the EP?
My favorite song is "Things Can't Stay the Same." That was the that was the last song I think we made for that project. Um, I believe that was the last song we made for that project. And when I made it, I played it for a few niggas, and niggas was like, every nigga that I played it for was like, this is fire, this is fire, but it sounded like an interlude. This is fire, sounds like an interlude. Like another nigga was like, damn, is Ty Dolla $ign on the song? I was like, damn. I was like, well, shit, nigga, thank you, but no, that nigga's not on this motherfucker. But anyway, nah. I'm boosting my own. I'm tooting my horn. But either way, that is my favorite fucking song, and because it's so real. It was so genuine. The way it was made was real. Like why I always end up in the bullshit. First fucking bars of the song is just like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
exactly how everything is exactly how I felt in the moment that I made that song. You know, and Butterfly is the same way. A lot of my music is how I felt. You know what I mean? But Something that, just the instrumentation of that song, the breakdown in the fucking bridge, where there's like, I love having space where it's just instrumentation and no words. And every time I do that shit, everybody's like, you should put words right here. You should say something. You should record something right here. I'm like, no, let the fucking shit play. Like, I don't want to hear me all over the fucking track personally, my fucking self. Like, I just want to hear this part is special. You feel me? So it had a lot of special moments in it, and I really care about that joint. That's really close to me, you know?
Yeah. Butterflies are a personal favorite of mine too, and Pay Me No Mind. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
But you,
Niggas, a lot of niggas say butterfly. But butterflies written like directly about my brother. You
oh
know what I mean? Like that direct, like, you know, coming from the cocoon to the butterfly, like, because my analogy for that was like, I look at life like a cocoon, like we're caterpillars in our cocoons during our life, and then like once we pass, we become a butterfly and we become everything. You know, we become all. You know, we can fly, we can soar. So that's the way I wanted to look at that, because I feel like everybody looks at death as like a fucked up thing or a bad thing, and sometimes we don't know. It could be graduation, like, you know, like graduating from life, and you don't know where you're going after this, but you know, you out here in the universe and you spreading energy still.
yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you mentioned things can't stay the same, and you dropped a video today
Woo!
for that. You dropped a single. Congratulations! Yes. Yeah. They celebrate.
Fucking
Celebrate. Because listen, I've watched it a few times. The video is fire. Like fire. From like the vibrant colors to everything. Like it is so fire. So talk about the process of like coming up with the concept for the video.
First off, shout out to my man's Cherry. You know what I mean? He shot that video and directed it. I came to him with a basic fucking idea, like of, yo, I want to start it off with Shorty's mad at me. It was supposed to be a little more like she throwing clothes out the fucking house or out the window. But I forgot to bring clothes, and I didn't want to fuck up the clothes I had because they was nice. So I was like, throw these shits on the ground. Like, you can't throw this shit on the ground. So, so I came to him literally with just like the basic skeleton or basic concept, and he bloomed it into this fucking beautiful flower that it is now. Shout out to Cherry, shout out to Kevin Creates, Layla, Amanda, Ken Kawaku, Mind of a Genius Red Bull for funding the shit, you know what I mean? Because we needed that bread. Yeah, give it up for money. Give it up for money, y'all.
Yeah.
Woo, money. Ain't it a beautiful thing?
It is. It sure is.
But yeah, so that joint came together beautiful. It's beautiful black people in it. You know, they were shot well because a black man did it. You feel me? And you know, shout out to the women who were a part of it, the black women who were part of it. They looked beautiful in it. Everybody was looking good. Everybody was popping. During the set, I was like, yo, y'all, we looking good in this motherfucker. You feel me? So it worked out perfect. We just dropped that today. Isn't If you haven't checked that out, Things Can't Stay the Same music video.
Yeah.
I fucking question, but
Yes.
I think I said something that was around it.
Yeah. No, you did. You listen. You're doing great. You're doing great.
I told
So
you, I'm just coming up with shit here. Like
beautiful.
I was thrown off by the wolves.
Yeah. Well, hey, you're doing great. You're doing great. So, what's next for you? Like I said, you just dropped a video. So you've been doing some live shows. So what's next? What can people expect next from you?
I'm gonna just be doing shows. I'm gonna be doing my goal. I want to do as many fucking shows in LA. I don't care what the fuck is like. You know what I mean? Oh, I just saw the nigga last week. I don't give a fuck. Like, I want to be out here. You know what I mean? Like back in the day when niggas was just doing shows, and that's like I want to run shows because I'm not big social media type nigga all the time. Like that's just not me. It's not my character. But when I do get on social media, I show out. But hey, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But I want more shows. I got mad singles coming for the rest of the year. We wrapped up phone calls. This was it. You know what I mean? We not doing nothing else with that besides just pushing this Things Can't Stay the Same video and, you know, pushing the vibes.
Yeah.
We just gonna let people have that. But we coming with new singles for the rest of the year, like 8 singles I got lined up for like until like December.
Okay.
So, well, not even December, because we don't do shit during Christmas. Niggas don't give a fuck about nothing during Christmas. So probably like October. You know what I mean?
October. Okay.
But starting in like I think like May or June, we're gonna start dropping like single. And there's no plans of like a project right now. You know, we just go build a lot of hype with these singles. And these singles sound fucking amazing, like way better. Like I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna disrespect my babies. Cause it's like I was about to say way better than all that old shit. I'm like, damn, they still my babies. It's like you saying, like my new kid's better than my old kids. Fuck them. Yeah, it's wild, right? That's wild. So I was like, yo, let me chill. So the new music though is definitely a step above, and it's moving towards a different sound, but also it's still Peter's son. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Well, I cannot wait to hear it. I cannot wait to hear it. Somebody in the live said you need to come to Denver, and on your way to Denver, you got to come to St. Louis, do a show.
Hell
okay, you got to travel eventually.
St. Louis. I gotta tap in with St. Louis. I know it's a lot of love out there and a lot of our people out there, motherfucker, too. And Denver, niggas, I don't know if it's the same nigga. It can't be the same nigga all the time. All right, I know that nigga. But it's another nigga, it'd be like, come to Denver. It's niggas that be like, come to Denver. And I've never in my life been to Denver, and I want to try their weed, and I want to like see what's going on. Because niggas consistently say that shit. So when I do come to Denver, you niggas better be fucking ready to fucking smoke and show me all the good weed out there, motherfucker. Because y'all niggas talk a lot of shit about come there for some niggas that might not even have no good time.
Well, listen, anybody from Denver, y'all heard him, okay? If he comes, let him, listen, show him a good time, okay?
Now everybody throwing it up. Shout out to Dallas. Shout out to Portland.
Yes. You just gotta go everywhere. You gotta go everywhere. So definitely gotta go everywhere. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out to hang out with us, to chat with us. Go ahead and tell everybody where they can follow you, where they can tap into your music, all that good stuff.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate you. They can find me on Spotify and Amazon Music and all the music shits at Peterson, PETER space $UN. And you can find me on the socials and shit at Scummy Sonny. Or click my face on here or something like before you get off the live. Yeah, follow me at Scummy Sonny, Peterson on everything, Peterson on Google. I appreciate your time today, Erica. I appreciate everybody who hopped in the chat. Love y'all. My supporters were here. I know where it's real at. You feel me? Love y'all. For real.
Yes. Make sure y'all go check out his video. Okay, make sure you check out the video. It's fire. If you're not following us, make sure you follow Rare Radar. Okay,
follow
good things. Follow Rare Radar. Okay. Until then, till next time, we will see y'all later. Peace out, y'all. Bye.